What's going on, guys? Nick Ehrlich here with the Lean Life Revolution, and today we're going to go over a couple simple things that a lot of people tend to forget whenever they're starting a new nutrition program or new training program. So today we're going to call this board Dieting Considerations. So if you're watching this video, odds are you're already following some kind of a program or some kind of an eating or nutrition regimen. Maybe you read it in a magazine or saw it online or you put it together yourself, and that's great, okay? But there are certain questions you need to ask, and there's certain things you need to kind of come to the realization of before you're going to embark on a really successful program. And the first thing is this: what is the main goal of your nutrition program? Now, are you looking to drop body fat? Are you looking to add muscle? Are you looking for some kind of sports performance? Whether it's for a sport, maybe it's a marathon or a race or something like that. What is the goal of your nutrition? Because a lot of times people fall short because they don't know the goal of what they're doing. They're trying to eat to lose body fat, but they're also running a half marathon, and they also want to gain a little bit of muscle, and they also want to do all these other things. It doesn't really work that way. Whenever we're really strict dieting, it's better to think about one goal at a time. So if your goal is to add a little more muscle, maybe you're gonna have to carry a little more body fat for a while and increase those carbohydrates in your meals. Whereas if you're looking to specifically drop body fat, maybe you drop those carbs back down, you're gonna sacrifice a little bit of muscle in the process. So it's important to know what is the goal of your dieting. Now, the next thing is, what's my plan of attack? How am I going about attacking this goal? Do I have a good nutrition plan together? Because a lot of times we kind of come up with these rules and we say like, well, I'm gonna eat fewer carbs, I'm not gonna drink in the evenings, and I'm gonna start every day with this shake. Okay, that's a plan of attack, but that's not a great plan of attack because it isn't all encompassing. It doesn't go through every meal of the day. Because remember, if you're flying by the seat of your pants, if you're not prepped, you're ultimately not going to make the best decision possible. You know what I mean? You can make the best decision in the situation that you're in, but if you don't have a solid plan of attack that covers all the aspects of your eating and nutrition for each day, that means you thought about every single meal you're having that day, then you don't have a comprehensive plan. You just have a kind of set of guidelines that you're going to work with. Now, the next thing is, how much can I prep in advance? Make no mistake about this. If you can prep a week of meals at a time, you are ultimately going to be way more successful than if you're only prepping 1, 2, 3 days at a time. This is because if you've got to reload your meals midweek, which happens to everybody, it's a totally normal thing, but if you've got to look up on like a Wednesday or a Thursday night and do a whole new round of meal prep, you're mid-work week, you're tired, you don't have the energy to do it, and you're just not going to have the enthusiasm to get up and prep another 15, 20, 30 meals. So I like to make sure that I'm prepped for a whole week at any moment in time. Maybe I even pop a few meals in the freezer. And actually, if you follow our Instagram, you see that all the time I'm prepping 15, 20, 25 meals at a time. Because the more you can have done, the more automatic you can make your nutrition program, the better it's gonna be for you with results in the end. And then the last thing to keep in mind is you have to stay the course. And this is where the most people fall off. Any good diet nutrition program is going to take 2 to 4 weeks for you to really see changes, okay? Now, 2 weeks is the minimum period of time, too, where you're going to really see stuff take hold. So a lot of times, people start a plan, they come up with a goal, they come up with a plan of attack, they prep some stuff, and then after 4, 5, 6 days, they start to get frustrated, they start to get down on themselves, and they start to think like, oh man, this isn't working like I thought it was gonna work, I've got to abandon ship. Don't abandon ship. You have to stay the course. I go back to this all the time. If you're lost in the wilderness, pick a direction and start walking. You just have to have a plan because eventually that's going to pay off for you. But if you're changing directions all the time, you're never going to get anywhere. You're just going to end up doing this full circle. And that has to do with not having a clear main goal, not having a solid plan of attack, and not prepping as much as possible at any moment in time. So these are 3 things for you to consider, and then one big motivating thing you need to know when you're starting any new nutrition program. Now, here's what I want you to do. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and then click on this link in the top corner of your screen for a free abdominal training guide that we did. It's really awesome. It's got 5 ab exercises that you may not be doing. I hope this helps. Make it a great day. Thanks for joining the revolution.
Thank you.